friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we'll be learning how to draw Bloofy from Inside Out 2. So first we're going to get started with the cheek on the left hand side, and we're going to curve this line around and then back up. Now for the nose, starting underneath this on the top, let's curve this line all the way up and then back down. For the nose in the center now, we're going to draw in a curved line in the middle. To the right of this, we're going to arch this line around and then in towards the top. And then starting on the left-hand side from that point, we're just going to arch this line back around and then in, connecting that together on the top. Now where the point is in the center here, we're going to arch this line around, back in. And then again, one more time from that point, we're just going to replicate that shape, bringing that back down. Now from here, we're going to draw in the eyes. So on the top, we're going to draw in a nice big oval, curving this line around and then back in. And then moving beside this on the right-hand side, we're going to curve this line around and then back up. Moving around this now, we're going to curve this line around and then in towards the top of the eye. And then coming underneath, we're just going to curve this line back around and up underneath. For the eye now in the center, we're going to draw in a nice big oval. And then moving over on the right-hand side, starting underneath our left eye, we're going to curve this line around and then back in. In the top left-hand corner of both eyes now, we're going to just draw in a small circle for the highlight of the eye. And then moving around that, we're just going to draw in a nice big oval in the center for the pupil of the eye. Now let's move up and draw in the eyebrows. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line up, around, and then back in at the point. And then moving over on the right-hand side, we're going to curve this up, down, around, and then back in at the point again, closing that off. Now let's close off the top of the head. So we're going to curve this line in from eyebrow to eyebrow. And then on the right-hand side, we're going to curve this line around and then down. Let's move underneath now for the mouth. We're going to draw in a nice big arch line, curving that underneath our nose. For the tongue, we're going to curve this line over, and then stepping beside that, we're going to arch this line around and then down. Coming across for the teeth on the top, we're going to draw in a nice big letter U, and then beside that, we're just going to replicate that again. For the chin, moving underneath the mouth now, let's curve this line around and then up. And then now we're going to leave a gap here. We're going to curve this line around and then in. And then to the left of this, we're just going to continue to arch this line around and then in to close off the side of the head. Now let's frame in the rest of the hat up above. So coming over towards the top, underneath this line, we're going to curve this, connecting it up and then over. And now from this line again, we're just going to blend this back in by curving this line around and then in towards the top of the head. Let's move further in and replicate this pattern now. So we're going to curve this line out, in, across. And then from that line again, we're just going to continue to curve this line around and then down. Now let's draw in our hat. So underneath, we're going to draw in a small curved line, arching that in. On the bottom, we're going to curve this diagonal line up towards the top. And then from the top here, we're just going to curve this line back over. Now from here, let's draw in a curved line from top to bottom. And then on the bottom, we're going to curve this line in. In the center now, we're going to draw in a nice big arch line. And now let's draw in our ears. So on the top, we're just going to curve this line up, over. And then stepping further across, we're going to curve this line up, over, blending that back in so we join that together on the top. Now let's move in towards our bottom ear. So we're going to curve a line that arches out. And then moving up, we're going to arch this line around and then back in at the point. Now let's draw on the rest of the body as we come down. So on the left-hand side, we're going to draw a very small line that comes down. And then for our arm, we're just going to curve this line over, extending this further out towards the side of the page. We're going to move down, replicating this. So starting on the side, we're going to curve this line all the way around and then in. Now from here, let's draw in the hand. So on the bottom, we're going to curve this line in. For the pinky, we're going to curve this line around, back in. And then from that point, we're just going to draw in an arch line, curving that back in towards the top. For the second finger now, we're going to curve this line around and then in. And then one more time as we move over, we're just going to arch this line in for our last finger. From this point, we're going to curve a small line that comes up towards the top for the thumb. And now for our thumb, we're going to arch this line around, back in. And then from that point, we're just going to curve this line down in the corner. Now from here, we're going to draw in a diagonal line that comes down towards the bottom. And then stepping over towards the right, we're going to curve this line down, ending that at roughly the same height. Now for the back here, we're going to curve this line around and then in. And now let's draw in the pouch. So coming up for the zip, we're going to draw in a small rectangle. In the center, let's draw in a circle. Beside this, on the top, let's draw in another rectangle, joining this in together. And now let's draw in the pouch. So on the top, we're going to curve this line up, across. And then on the bottom, we're going to arch this line around and then in. For the zipper, we're going to curve two lines that arch over towards the side of the page. And now from here, we're just going to draw a straight line that comes down, leaving an even amount of space. And now let's connect the top of the stomach by curving this line in. As we move up, we're going to draw in two curved lines as we come down for the pouch. And now let's draw in our right arm. So for our hand, we're going to curve this line down. Leaving a gap, we're going to curve this line back in. From that point here, we're going to curve this line out. And then from the point here, we're going to curve this diagonal line back in towards the side of the arm. Let's move up now. We're going to arch this line around and then in, connecting that at a point. Let's move over now and draw in the tail. So we're going to arch this line up and then back in. And now let's draw in our legs. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line out. Moving further in, we're going to draw in a diagonal line that comes down towards the bottom. From the top here, we're going to curve this line around and then back in at a point. For the right leg, we're going to curve another line that arches out. And then on the top, we're just going to curve this line around and then in. On the inside now, we're just going to curve this line around and then back up towards the top. And now let's draw in the shoes. So we're going to draw two curved lines on the right-hand side. And then we're going to flip over on the left-hand side and replicate that one more time. Let's move further down. We're going to curve two small lines that arch down, ending those on a diagonal. And then we're going to close these off on the side with a curved line from left to right. Let's move further down. We're going to arch this line down towards the bottom, leaving a gap. And now from that point, we're just going to curve this line back around and up. Now from here, as we move in, we're going to curve two lines that come down again, ending those on a diagonal. And then we're going to close this off on the side with a curved line from left to right. Moving further up, we're going to arch this line around and then down. And then from here, we're just going to curve this line back in towards the side. And that is it. That's how you draw Bloofy from inside out too. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thanks so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.